We saw him. We saw him fight at Cambridge, Rip Impact, just many matches Elian has had, and I'm sure this one here tonight, two of the greatest here in the PWA.
Absolutely, you got two champions in there. Of course, it's a non-title affair, but you got the reigning internet champion Elian Habanero, and the story of that belt and the war he had with Jesse Jones over that thing, which isn't over yet, by the way, and the whole sports generation, and that's an interesting thing to note. Both these guys, Impact Eddie Osbourne and Elian Habanero, were both members of the sports generation when that organization was formed under Jesse Jones. Now, what a lot of fans may not realize is that behind the scenes, Impact Eddie Osbourne didn't have a lot to do with Elian Habanero. He thought that, the guy was a refugee, paddled a raft from Cuba to Lake Ontario. Eddie, he's used to hanging out with big ticket Reggie Marley, riding in limousines, fine women, fine dining, fine everything, and he figures that Elian should be standing on a corner with a tin cup in his hand somewhere, and here it goes.
And that's kind of the best part about this matchup. Eddie doesn't really know a whole lot about Elian. He's never really watched his matches, studied stuff like that as he did the other members of the sports generation, because, as you said, while he's riding in the limousine, Elian Habanero was riding in the trunk. If you watch the Hacksaw Jim Duggan weekend, you guys will know what I'm talking about. But Elian Habanero was a member of the sports generation who didn't want to be. And there's taunting the ears of Eddie Osbourne. As I said, a member who didn't want to be a part of it, and Eddie Osbourne might just might know so much or not know enough about Elian Habanero to take him out here.
And you see that, he blocked Eddie's famous nostril blow there, which is one of the most vile moves in wrestling. And of course, he rubs it on Paul Wright. There's no love lost between Paul Wright and Elian Habanero. Now, Paul might have been playing it straight up to this point just so he could screw Elian in this match. There's so many things that could happen here. Let's not forget that Paul Wright is in that ring as a referee because of what happened in that match with Elian Habanero.
That's right, the big snot rocket was blocked by Elian, but look at this. Ducks out of the way, up on the shoulders here. Sunset flip roll up there. And Osbourne hung up. Here, look at this. Out of the way moves Elian Habanero, but look at this roll up here by Elian. Here, kick out by Impact Eddie Osbourne. Here he goes now. He tries to roll him up here again. Does Elian Habanero rather? And Impact Eddie Osbourne down. Elian Habanero going for the speed here. And there's the big elbow to face.
Yeah, flying forearm right there. Looked like, Elian may not be the prettiest guy in there, but he's sure effective and he gets the job done. And I think Eddie seriously underestimated him going in because Elian's taking it to him right there. What's he got him by the ears?
Oh, look at that. Uses the ears to give him a neck breaker. Using those big old ears of Eddie Osbourne.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to pull out of that one. Of course, I'm surprised they didn't stretch to the mat while Eddie was still standing because he's checking to see if it's still on there.
I can't help but notice that one of our loyal fans, Egbert as they call him, is not here tonight, and neither is Crystal Banks. And the fans have been saying for weeks, wow, look at that suplex by Eddie Osbourne. Overhead arm suplex there by Osbourne. But as I was saying, the fans have been saying for weeks that Crystal loves Egbert, and I can't help but notice they're both not here.
Well, as far as I understand, Crystal's still recovering from that horrible limo crash that she was in a while back. And, I put her out of action, and I haven't spoken to her directly. In fact, the last time I called Crystal's house, it was Egbert's voice on the answering machine.
Oh, my goodness. Look at these chops for chops. Elian Habanero, Eddie Osbourne here. Look at this, into the ropes he goes. Oh, Osbourne catches him, going to go for that MVP move. Oh, no. Kind of just taunted here and drops him on that knee with that big backbreaker.
And that'll stop you cold right there. But, you got to remember one thing. Fans not familiar with Elian Habanero got to know this. This guy's resilient. This guy can take a pounding and come back at you. This guy can hit the blockbuster from anywhere. And he's got a spinning heel kick that'll just rearrange your face for you. And again, Eddie's high impact all the time too. But what's he trying now? He's got a wheelbarrow pickup.
Oh, but Elian reverses it into a bulldog. Yeah, it looks like Eddie's working on that back of Elian Habanero, which is not good, because if he hits that lung blower where he puts his knees through the back of Elian Habanero, it could kill him here if Eddie keeps working on that back.
Yeah, and that lung blower, I've seen Eddie deliver that from the top rope. It's an absolutely devastating move, and if he lays that on Elian, then it's got to be over. But
look at that backdrop into a pin, but oh no. Eddie's not done with him, picks him up again here. Whoop, scoops him way up. Takes him down again here with that high angle backdrop. And now, not letting go of it here, scoops up Elian again here. Whoa, picks him way up. Oh, look at that! Reversal into a DDT by Elian Habanero. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. You cannot underestimate this little guy.
That's right, and he had to deadlift Elian off the mat that time. He didn't have the momentum to throw him over, and Elian took that hesitation and dropped him with that tornado spike DDT, and now they're both struggling to get up. And, you know, I mean, Eddie, he's taking a lot of blows to the head. And don't forget, it was, 2 weeks ago that a 450 stomp to the head almost put him out of action completely with Sean Ball coming off the top of the 450 stomp. And, you know, it could be. These guys work with injuries all the time. Don't forget, PWA runs, you know, more than once a month like a lot of feds do. These guys run 2-3 days a week, and there it is. Oh, blocked it.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for that lung blower there, but roll up there by Elian Habanero. Oh, kick out by Eddie Osbourne. So I thought he was going to go for that lung blower there on Elian Habanero.
Yeah, I think both these guys are starting to realize just what's at stake in this match. This may be a non-title match, but there's bragging rights. There's PWA bragging rights at stake right here. You got the two top champions.
Whoa! Oh my goodness! A lung blower by Elian Habanero! But he sunk the knees right into the back of the head and the neck of Eddie Osbourne there. That's one of Eddie Osbourne's signature moves there. The lung blower, sometimes called the spinal impact. And now Elian's going to try to crawl over here. He could win here with that move, too. And Eddie Osbourne somehow kicks out.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, Elian stealing that move had to surprise everybody. But then again, you know, Eddie stole the mindbender from MVP, so maybe it's only fitting that Elian stole the lung blower from him.
That's right. Oh, into the corner there goes Eddie Osbourne. And there's the big spinning heel kick to the outside that Elian Habanero likes to do so much here. And now hung up here is Eddie Osbourne. Look at this Irish whip. Irish whip into the ropes. Holds on to Eddie Osbourne. Up and over goes Elian Habanero, who's got something. Whoa! Out of the way moves Elian. Knees to the face and a leg drop onto impact Eddie Osbourne.
Yeah, I thought that maybe that spinning heel caught mostly ear, but that leg drop right there rocked him good. And now,
whoa! On the outside, the flipping neck breaker, the blockbuster it's called. To the outside, Elian Habanero on those electrical cords. You can see that chair as well. Flipping to the outside.
Yeah, and from my vantage point, I can see Eddie Osbourne, the back of his head smack that floor hard. He's down, he's hurting. You can see Elian's got some life there. Great camera work from our PWA crew right in there on top of the action. And you can see Elian struggling to his feet right now, but Eddie, he's still out of it. If he'd have landed on his ear, he might be better off, but he landed right on the back of his head. He's a hurting unit right now. Elian's up to his feet.
That's right, Elian here. Yeah, that's right. And Osbourne here doesn't know where he is after that move. Obviously, that big blockbuster here on the outside. And now Elian crawling his way in here. Could pick up a win here. 1, 2. That's got him out. Eddie Osbourne somehow able to kick out of that blockbuster on the floor. Yeah,
and a stunned silence from the fans here from that amazing blockbuster off the apron. That was just a devastating move. This guy's willing to half kill himself to take somebody out. And you know, I mean, he's in charge now. He's just so unorthodox. I think even Elian doesn't know what he's doing. Russian leg sweep from a Cuban wrestler in a Canadian ring.
That's just weird. Eddie Osbourne down here, and now Elian Habanero somehow getting to his feet. He wants to go. Elian wants to go up here. Look at this. What's he got planned? Elian Habanero's heading up top. But Osbourne's following him here. Elian Habanero trying to crawl to the top here. Oh, elbows Osbourne off of him here. Trying to get to his feet here. Elian Habanero trying to go for, I don't know, could be going for a moonsault of some kind or something here, but he's heading up. He's on the top rope. On the top rope is Elian Habanero, but Osbourne catches him. What is this? What is this? Osbourne here. Osbourne's got him from the top. Could be going for, look at this. What is this? Oh my goodness, a reverse brainbuster on it. All the way from the top rope. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that one was just nuts. And Elian got planted on that. He hasn't hit that hard since he ran into the locks in the St. Lawrence on his journey from Cuba. Eddie's trying to struggle to his feet. That took a lot out of him too. And Paul Wright's making a very fair count right now. Both these guys are down, but Elian's not moving at all.
Oh my goodness. A reverse brainbuster from that top rope takes him all the way down. Oh, they're doing it in French here because we're in the French club. Both these guys. What? That's going to be it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee referee has ruled this bout a draw.
What is... Jesse Jones has got Elian Habanero, and there's the whippersnapper there by Jesse Jones, and Jesse Jones has got a mic.
This thing isn't working. You piece of crap. You know what? We fight first blood, last chance ever on the 29th. How about on the 26th here in Cambridge? Anything goes. I want one more shot. But then, when I beat you, you can have a rematch on the 29th.
Whoa! Whoa, there's the big dog! There's a big dog, Gaza Coleman Jr. coming out here now. Oh, look out. Look out, Osbourne. Look out! Oh, big right hand! Big right hand by Gaza Coleman there. Osbourne does not win the match. I guess it's a double. Oh, but there's Gaza Coleman. He's got Elian Habanero. What a show of respect from these guys.
Yeah, that was a heck of an ending to that match. That move off the top rope, it finished off whatever these guys had left after that move off the apron on the floor right there. And of course, you know.
Oh, look at this.
How about that? He's handing him Eddie's belt. What an insult! What an insult!
That's what I like to see. Hopefully the future of the PWA here, Elian Habanero with that internet belt, and Gaza Coleman Jr. with the Pure Wrestling Heavyweight Championship belt. What a sight.